complete liberation of Orlovka, the second line of defense has been broken through. Russian forces continue their advance west from Avdiivka, despite all the difficulties and the strong defense of the Ukrainian side. According to the Russian Ministry of Defense, Orlovka is now completely under the control of Russian forces. The clearing of the settlement was completed before the morning of March 20, but the delay in the transfer of information was due to counterattacks by Ukrainian forces and consolidation of the captured positions. The capture of Orlovka opens up the possibility for Russian forces not only to carry out strikes, but also to advance south of Semenovka. This will rely on the enemy's fortified position at Berdicha, where fierce fighting is currently taking place. All this could affect the possibility of stabilizing the northern flank of the Russian offensive west of Avdiivka. The situation there is now under threat, as the enemy is preparing to attack from Novobakhmutivka, and later liberate Berdichi and, possibly, Semyonovka. However, the further advance of the Russian armed forces to the west in this area is not rational. The Ukrainian army is building a defensive line in the west, using natural obstacles such as heights and rivers. To the north is the Ocheretinsky fortified area. Going to it without advancing in the Gorlovka area is a very difficult task, almost suicidal. To the west of Donetsk, fierce fighting continues in Krasnogorovka, where Russian armed forces are trying to advance with the help of armored groups and landing forces. Despite the initial successes in moving south in the populated area, significant results have not yet been achieved. The enemy was first able to stop the attacks of Russian assault groups near the railway, and then partially ousted them from the private sector in the south of the city with the help of reserve forces. Russian armed forces are still present on the southeastern outskirts of Krasnogorovka, in the area of Geologikeskaya Street and a forest field next to the railway tracks. At the same time, airstrikes continue on the Krasnogorovsky refractory plant, which is a key point of defense of the city by the Ukrainian army. It appears that these strikes are preventing the Ukrainian armed forces from completely dislodging Russian troops from the populated area. In such a situation, it is possible that the Russian armed forces will then strike in the direction of the city from the neighboring Staromykhailovka, but this will be associated with significant difficulties due to the carefully organized enemy defense in forested areas and high-rise buildings on the eastern outskirts of Krasnogorovka.